to the through beam style.
And pros to that are inexpensive, right?
Inexpensive,
Can
clear
indicate-
single indicator. You know,
Very positive confirmation because
Yeah.
it's sending its own light and receiving its own light. So
yeah.
But not as sensitive, right? Like it can't sense a single chip. It's going to sense when it gets to a point.
Well,
limitation
can. is
height because of how
Yeah.
high it's being raised off
Right.
the surface.
Okay.
It would pick up a single chip in front of it.
It
for
will.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, once it reaches a certain point, you're going to find out what that point is, and that's stopping the detection.
Okay.
So, and the same thing goes with this actually. This is the diffuse model. No receiver on the other side. It's reflecting light back to itself. And again, it's about that third chip that I think it's just the body styling of these that the light bounces back to it better at that third chip. So a little less expensive than the through beam, and that was a good point there. And the last option was, here we go, a separate head and amplifier type with a very small beam spot concentrated by the lens of a fiber unit. Benefit being you have separate control elsewhere, and that you can pinpoint exactly which chip it is. You can make it the second chip.
Which one?
The amplifier on this guy is this one right here, actually.
And cost of it is about 130.
For that,
For the amplifier's list is like 160.
160.
Yeah, and the head
then-
itself is about $70. So
But the heads are. I mean, there's how many different head styles you could
200
put in.
different styles.
Yeah.
And we could probably talk about quoting that.
Yeah,
So,
we'll get it.
yeah. But just a way you can pinpoint, so it's actually the second to last chip if you wanted to, or the third to last chip in this case.
Okay.
I think
Instead of
what's critical at this station is where you mount the sensor. Because if you watch here, I mean, it's a very small amount of movement to detect this. You can see my beam spot. So it doesn't matter if it's white, it doesn't matter if it's green, as long as you can see where that beam is pointing. So,
And is that distance adjustable?
no,
No.
fixed field,
Okay.
15 or 30 millimeter. You can
Okay.
choose. Same thing with this one though. We were saying third chip, but in reality, once you find that point, it's very, very repeatable. So you just have to interrupt that beam. So it doesn't have to interrupt. Like a much smaller object than this would interrupt it. It just depends on where that beam is shooting. And you can see it. You can see where that beam is.
Right.